Oh, hi, just adjusting the sound. Goodness sakes. Hey, it's Diana from DianaMarchand.com, and I am here to talk about why the midlife belly fat, right? I've had some, I put a question up in the group, Women Creating Healthy Lives, my Facebook community. And a lot about was, what are you dealing with kind of through this midlife? What's one of the things that you're struggling with? And it's like, I don't like it, it's not so good. And that, of course, what most people talk about is, hello, is the midlife belly fat, is the belly, is growing, the weight that they can't seem to get rid of, the stubborn weight. Now, there's about 5 reasons that I'm going to go over in this video that are the cause. And then we're going to kind of talk about what you can do about it, because you know what, there are things you can do. When I was going through the midlife phase, I was also gaining the weight. I had all the other symptoms first that I noticed, you know, the memory problems, the brain fog, the digestive problems. I had acid reflux, so all that was getting really bad. Just these symptoms that I didn't even know what they were. So of course, then I discovered that's what I'm doing. I'm going through midlife. Which I was only 43, so the doctors thought I was crazy. But then when the weight gain came, and I was a personal trainer, yoga instructor, so I was eating what I thought was perfect, was really good. Everybody said I ate really good, but I was still gaining the weight, and I wasn't able to lose it. So what was working before, for years, even the exercise wasn't working anymore. So the 5 things that I'm going to talk about, number 1 is hormones. So of course, we all know that during this phase, the hormones in our body are going crazy. So there's hormone fluctuations. So that is kind of the number 1. Your ovaries are producing less estrogen, but our body's really smart and it can produce the hormones for us. Now, what can also are our adrenal glands. Adrenal glands are above the kidneys, and they can produce hormones. But the problem is that adrenal glands are usually very busy at this phase of life, and they are busy producing cortisol, which is the stress hormone, adrenaline, because so many women now are at this high level of stress consistently. So before you enter midlife, you could have had a very stressful, like, kind of things going on, and you're able to handle them. But when you get into the midlife changes, what happens is that you cannot handle stress that well. So you go into like an overwhelm and more stress, right? And because your adrenal glands are pumping out the cortisol and the adrenaline so much, which cause a whole load of other problems, including insulin resistance and not being able to sleep and all of these things, and emotional problems, then your body can't produce. So if your adrenal glands can't produce the hormones, your ovaries are producing less than belly fat. Though your body is smart, it puts weight in your belly around your waist, and that fat can produce hormones. So unfortunately, when your adrenal glands aren't working properly, your ovaries aren't, and you're at this stressed out state most of the time, then what's producing the hormones, your body's trying to balance itself, and it puts more fat in your midsection. So that will keep growing and coming. But another important factor to consider is the food. During midlife, this time of life, what you used to eat in your 20s, 30s, and even 40s will not work anymore. It just will not work anymore for you. Your body actually metabolizes food differently. Even things such as oatmeal, which I hear almost all the time that a lot of women are eating in the morning. Cooked oatmeal is actually quite high glycemic index. So your body, when it is going through all these other changes, which could even be putting it in insulin resistance, problems with your insulin levels, blood sugar levels, all of that, right? So when you consume that oatmeal, it is like a higher glycemic index. So oatmeal or some of those low-calorie snacks, crackers, cookies, anything low-fat stuff that's so much out there now, highly processed foods, all of that, when you take it into your body, it just goes right to fat now. I mean right to fat. You know, so some of the foods that even used to go into our body as fuel and be used as fuel now, we bring it in, we eat it, it goes right to fat. Unfortunately, this is just the way it's working right now because of all the other changes within the body. So that's what is very frustrating. So then it's really a time when you're like, okay, now I actually need to kind of forget what I learned and kind of change some of those things and eat in a different way and start to include. So it's not always about get it taken away or depriving yourself. It's about what are the foods you are not eating. So bringing in a ton of the right foods for your body, the right foods. And we're talking foods that actually have the nutrients your cells, your hormones need, right? The vitamins, the minerals, the essential fatty acids, amino acids, all of those things. Those are what your body needs. It doesn't just need 100 calories of carbohydrates or so many grams of fat or so many grams of protein. Because what are in those calories? What are in those grams, right? I mean, 100 calories of sugar is a heck of a lot different than 100 calories of broccoli. You know what I mean? So it's not about calorie counting. It's not about weighing your food. It is not even about portion size. It's about what are you eating? And it makes all the difference. And I see this consistently with my clients. I see what they're eating, you know, kind of what they're eating. And when I talk to women, I have to say probably 99% of the women I end up talking to are not eating the right foods, or they're not eating enough of the right foods, and they're eating too many of the bad foods. So that is what I see. Even if you think, oh no, I got this, I know I'm eating healthy, I know what no, you're just eating wrong for your age, for this type of life. I see it all the time, but it doesn't take a lot of difference, right? It's just about going, oh, these, I need to have more of these and less of these, and I need to change things up in this way. And that's what I discovered after years and years of tweaking my diet and trying so many different things. So like I said, it's not that it's really hard, it's actually quite simplistic, but you kind of need to know what worked for you. What are the changes you need to make, how to apply them, and then you got to stick to it, which brings me to the other point of why we have belly fat. And so we may know this information, but then what we're saying to ourselves, so the thoughts and the words we're using, so the words we say to ourselves, to others, the thoughts we think, so we usually walk around on autopilot, right, saying the same things every day, thinking the same thoughts every day, and that could be self-sabotaging thoughts and words that are not serving us. We may talk more about what we do not want in our life, more about how much weight we're gaining. Man, I'm getting so big. I can't even do it in my pants. I'm gaining more weight. I'm afraid how big I'm going to get. What if this never stops? What's going to happen? I just don't know what to do. I'm so confused. So all of those words and thoughts that you're thinking are contributing to exactly why you have not shifted or changed. Because you're practically telling your body to stay this way or get bigger, right? Our thoughts and our words are extremely powerful. And then the next thing is beliefs and unconscious beliefs. So the beliefs that are and the unconscious beliefs that are driving you, that are actually forming your body every minute, causing you to take certain actions, have certain habits. They're these beliefs that you often started when we were really little. So what our parents said, the environment we were around when we were little, the things we listened to, the things we heard, and the things we were told to us. We, as a little child, all we know is what we hear, what we see, and how it makes us feel. So we take those in and we store them. And they become, oh, this is the way the world works. This is the way it is. I have no control over these things. My mom's telling me this is truth. Maybe I can never lose weight. Maybe I'm someone who never stays on track. Maybe I'm irresponsible. Maybe I'm never able to do something like this. Maybe it's only certain people can be thin. Certain people can have this, right? Those are all our beliefs and unconscious beliefs. We probably are not even aware of them, hence unconscious. And they are to this day, even in midlife, driving and running the show. So what it takes is really working on all those aspects, the 5 things I talked about, and which can seem overwhelming, but really, when you take it in kind of like a step-by-step process and become aware, bring an awareness to them, you can change everything, and fast. So I'm starting a 30-day group program, and I've done many of these, but I don't do them too often, so you really, truly want to get in on this. The cost right now is only $297, and you can do payments if you want, and it's a small, intimate group, and you get like one-on-one, not one-on-one, but each week you get a video call with me. So I can see you on video, we can see each other and the group. We discuss, we talk, we work on exactly what's going on for you and the group, the ladies. You get all the recipes, you get all of that type of stuff. So you get all the foods, you get to know exactly what works right. What do I need to eat? What do I need to let go of? And then we do the work on shifting the beliefs, shifting the habits. I'm going through some things where you finally get it, because you can have the recipe books, you can have the equipment, you can have everything you think you need, but you don't seem to stay on track. You need to get rid of the self-sabotage, start to reform new beliefs, by thinking different thoughts, saying different things, and while we're working through this whole process together, it all comes together. And then finally you go, oh my God, this is so much easier than I thought. Because once you have all the pieces, you can put it all together, and then it just works. It just works. We're starting at the end of March. So if you want to find out more, DianaMarchand.com/30 days group. That's where it is. And I'll post the link under this video. So yes, there are aspects of weight of the belly fat that seem a little crazy. And we're also talking about, I wanted to talk about estrogens too. Estrogens that are in our foods that mimics the estrogen in our body. So these are fake estrogens. They're kind of like, so any conventional meat is pumped so full of hormones and they're growth hormones, so you don't want to be taking those in. Growth hormones, antibiotics, deworming stuff, and all this crap. That goes into the meat. We eat the meat. You take all those in your body. That screws with the hormone production of your body, right? The chemical balance. And then there's the plastics. There's the things that are plastic that our food is in, our water is in. All of those, when we drink that in, when we take that in, they are called xenoestrogens. They mimic estrogen, but they're fake estrogen. They're not real estrogen. So they also cause an imbalance of hormones in our body, which lead to weight gain, total weight gain. So the belly fat often is a result of estrogen dominance. Very, very serious right now. Very serious. So did I talk about stress? I don't think I did in this training. Stress. If you are under consistent stress, you will not release the weight. You will not release the weight because your body is in like a fight or flight. And at that moment, at that time that it is continually producing cortisol, continually producing the adrenaline, like boom, 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 your adrenal glands get tired, then they can't produce like I spoke about. And then you gain the fat in the midsection. So stress can also decreases your immune system, it causes insulin resistance, increases inflammation within your body, can cause a toxic body. So these are huge, serious things, right? Toxins are stored in our body in fat. That is the toxins in any of the foods that are packaged foods, the foods that are canned foods that have all the chemicals to preserve them in, all the flavorings in tortilla chips, the flavorings in chips, the flavorings and ingredients in salad dressings and in sauces and dips that are bought at a grocery store, right? And then not even talking about the stuff that's sprayed on vegetables and greens and fruits that are not organic. All of those toxins that we bring into our body cannot metabolize those toxins, so it needs to store them, keeping our organs safe. It stores them in fat. So that is, again, more reasons why our body, we gain this fat in midsection, we cannot get rid of it. So it really requires eating clean enough so our body can start to release the excess toxins, get rid of those toxins. So there is a lot to this, but watch from the very beginning of the video because I tell you all the different things. I go through 5 reasons why I see and why I know there is the belly fat during this phase of life. But there are things you can do about it. There totally is. All right? So reach out to me, DianaMarchand.com. I have a contact page there. You can check out the 30-day program, which at this price, you guys, you'd be crazy if you don't get in. And that's DianaMarchand.com/30 days group. Check that out because that price is going up on March 16th. I'd love to have you there. Take care. Have a fabulous day. And let's get you started now so you begin to feel great and start releasing the weight. All right. Bye-bye. My hands are so cold I can't shut this off. That's seriously what's happening.